Oh, my stars, that's horrible. Who could do such a thing? Applejack hugged the depressed mare. It's all right. You stay here. I'll go fetch your uncle. Pinky, could you help Brody make some formula for little Sweetie Belle while I'm gone? They abandoned her? Spike asked. Yep, they certainly did. This day I don't think any pony's ever seen them. But what about that white stallion she calls father? Well, that's her Uncle Carlton. Actually, Carlton is a cousin of her father. It's just easier to refer to him as her uncle, for Sweetie Belle's sake, Pinkie Pie said. So what happened next? Spike asked, eager to find out what happened to the mare he was quickly softening towards. Now, Applejack, could you leave the room, please? I'm going to need to talk to Spiky alone for a little while. Give us about an hour, and then knock on the door, but pretty please don't listen in from the other side of the door, Pinkie said. I guess so, Pinkie, but don't take too long. I'm sure Spike needs his sleep, and we still have a lot more story to tell. This is super duper serious, AJ. I want you to promise me you won't listen in. I said I wouldn't, Pinkie. I need to use facilities anyhow, then I'm going to check up on Rarity. Pinkie waited for Applejack to leave before turning back to Spike. Spike, she sighed. I'm going to do something I've never, ever done. I'm going to break a promise to my bestest friend in the whole wide world. I need to know, can you keep what I'm about to say a super duper secret? Can I trust you to do that? Sure, Pinkie. You know I can keep a secret. I'm not like Twilight or anything. I guess that'll have to do. Spike, I just want you to know that I would never, ever do this, but it's important that you know. Rarity's going to hate me for a while, but I'm sure she'll forgive me in time. Okay, this is what happened after Applejack left the shop. Applejack looked to her friend. Pinkie, could you help Rarity make some formula for little Sweetie Belle while I'm gone? No problemo, AJ, Pinkie said. The overexcited mare waited until Applejack had left before addressing the white unicorn. Follow me, she said with a slight smile. Rarity placed Sweetie Belle back in the bag and followed Pinkie up 2 flights of stairs into what appeared to be a large bedroom decorated with balloons and streamers. Do you have a private bathroom with a sink so I can mix the formula? Rarity asked. If you're going to lie, you really should get better at it. If I can see through it, then any pony can, Pinkie said with a deadpan expression on her face. I'm surprised Applejack didn't see through it. She's really good at knowing when some pony is lying to her. Rarity was starting to panic. Lie? I don't lie, she stammered. Pinkie Pie just sighed. You say you need to make formula, but you don't have any with you. The only food you have for that fall is what you're carrying with you, and I don't mean in your bags, the pink mare pointed out. The foal is yours, isn't she? I... Rarity had been caught and didn't know what to do. Pinkie's sedate expression slowly turned into a grin. Hey, it's okay. I'm not going to judge you. If the baby really does need to be fed, you can use my bed over there. The foal started to cry out of hunger. Come on, you shouldn't keep her waiting. Rarity climbed onto the bed and placed Sweetie Belle down against her belly. The hungry foal latched onto her mother's teat and fed enthusiastically. How did you know? Well, other than not having any formula with you, you're, kind of full of milk back there. It's not hard to notice if you know what you're looking at. I have 2 younger sisters myself, Pinkie told her. Why did you lie about it, and where's the foal's daddy? Sweetie Belle's father broke up with me and ran off as soon as he found out I was pregnant. The whole time I carried her, my mother forced me to stay in my room. She wouldn't let me out, even to eat. Her butler brought meals to me. Butler? Where are you from? Pinkie asked. Manhattan. My name is Rarity Filigree. My father is a fairly famous jewelry maker, and my mother is an artist and socialite. We were reasonably well off, but Mother was afraid about how the family's reputation would suffer, seeing as how Sweetie Belle would be born out of wedlock. My father was always busy with his work, so I hardly ever saw him. I was left alone for 11 months with my mother, who took every opportunity to belittle and insult me. After Sweetie Belle was born, my mother tried to force me to put her up for adoption. I just couldn't do it. She's my perfect little angel. When I wouldn't give her up, my mother threw me out of the house. She told me that neither she nor my father ever wanted to see us again. I came here because I have nowhere else to go. In a way, I didn't lie about that part. My parents really did abandon us. Rarity looked at the pink pony with desperation in her eyes. Please promise me you won't tell any pony about this. But why? The ponies here are really supportive. I'm sure they'd all help out, Pinkie said. It's something my mother said while she was throwing us out. She said to give the foal up, or she'd make sure Foal Protection Service would take the foal away from me. That horrible mare! Pinkie thought about Rarity's request for a moment. Okie dokie Loki. I don't like when ponies lie, but I can understand why you did. I promise I won't tell any pony about it. I'll even Pinkie promise. Cross my heart, hope to fly, stick a cupcake in my eye.
What's a pinky promise? Rarity asked.
It's a super duper serious promise to never ever ever tell some pony something super secret. I just made it up. Pretty cool, huh? The Werepony asked. Anyways, I think I have an idea that can help you out. The kids were taking care of Scoodalo while her parents were out of town. Oh, she's another foal that was born a few days ago. I think they left a few extra bottles lying around and some formula. I'll go mix them up and bring it up here for you while I finish feeding your baby.
Thank you so much, Pinkie Pie. I don't know how I'll ever repay you.
When you finally tell her that you're her mommy, you have to let me throw you both a party, okay?
It's a deal, Rarity said, smiling for the first time in days. Pinkie was about to continue with the story when she saw Spike sleeping soundly.
Poor guy, both you and Rarity have had it rough. You promised Twilight I wouldn't tell about your parents, but it's not right to keep this stuff away from you. She should have told you as soon as she found out. I'm going to give her only a little while longer, and if she hasn't told you, then I will, she thought to herself as she stroked the purple pony's green mane. Pinkie leaned down and kissed him on the forehead. Sleep tight, Spike, she whispered as she walked to the door and closed it behind her.
Heading down the stairs, she met Applejack coming back up. Pinkie, we need Spike downstairs right now. Rarity had to be taken to the hospital wing of the palace. She's knocked out cold, and we're all real worried about her. Spike will really be there, Applejack informed her.
No, Spike's sleeping and he needs his rest, she stated.
But Pinkie, this is serious. Pinkie Pie's mane and tail had fallen flat.
I said no. I know what's going on with them more than you do, she said.
Applejack could see tears forming at the corner of the pink pony's eyes.
Please, Applejack, go back downstairs and check on Rarity. I'll be there shortly,
Pinkie Pie asked of her. Applejack slowly backed away from the upset pony, then turned and trotted back the way she came. Pinkie calmed herself as she reached the bottom of the stairs. She addressed the two guards, one Pegasus and one Unicorn, standing at the bottom.
How you guys doing? Oh, that's right. You're not supposed to be talking to ponies, huh? Just do me a favor, okay? Don't let any pony up there for a while. The poor little guy needs his sleep. The princesses are okay, but none of my friends. I'm sure you know them. It's only till morning. Can you do that for me?
Sure thing, the Unicorn guard said. We remember Twilight and Spike when they used to live here. They were always nice to us and all the other guards. Anything we can do for them, we will. We promise. Don't we, Gust? You know it, the Pegasus guard said. Pinkie hugged them both in a giant Pinkie Pie bear hug.
Thanks, guys. You're both the greatest,
she said, giving them each a kiss on the cheek. Pinkie Pie trotted off after Applejack, leaving the two guards with a blush on their faces. Rarity woke and found herself lying in a bed 3 times too big for her, in a lavishly decorated room. To her left was a machine measuring out her heartbeats. On her right hung an IV connected to her right foreleg.
What happened? Where am I?
She asked, confused.
Rarity, you fainted from shock. We brought you to the hospital wing so you could rest, Twilight told her.
Rarity tried to get up.
I'm fine. I need to see Spike, and I need to tell him I'm sorry.
Princess Celestia pushed her back down to the bed.
That can wait a little while yet.
You need to rest, or you're just going to faint again. Applejack trotted into the room, closely followed by Pinkie Pie.
How's Spike? Is he okay?
Rarity asked them. We got a few drinks in him, and he calmed down, but I think that dragon's a long way from being okay about anything. We were telling him about when you came to Ponyville 10 years ago, but then Pinkie kicked me out of the room, Applejack explained. Rarity looked at her pink friend in shock.
Yep, I did, and now I'm going to do it again, so all of you out. Princesses, if it would be all right, I need to talk to Rarity alone for a moment. Twilight, don't go too far. I want to talk to you when I'm done here,
Pinkie said, ushering them out of the room and shutting the door behind them. When she was sure they had all gone, she turned back to Rarity. Please tell me you didn't. Pinkie Pie, you promised you wouldn't tell any pony, Rarity said.
Exactly. I said I wouldn't tell any pony, but Spike's not a pony, is he? Rarity, Spike deserved to know why you act the way you do. You've let your past control you for so long, you don't even see it anymore. You're so worked up about how other ponies will think of you, and because of that you hurt Spike. You didn't mean it, and I doubt you even knew what you were doing, but that's the way it is.
How did he react to the news? Rarity asked cautiously.
He cried. I held him and he sat there and sobbed against my shoulder. He was crying for you, Rarity. He felt horrible about how you were treated and abandoned. I was about to get to the part where your uncle came in with AJ, Rainbow Dash, and Fluttershy, but he fell asleep.
I should tell him the rest in the morning. He should know everything, Rarity said.
No, sorry. Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy are next, then you and Twilight. I can't cut in line. It's not nice, Pinkie told her. What? Never mind, Pinkie said, smiling at her friend. I need to go talk to Twilight. Try to get some sleep, okay? Something tells me you're going to need it tomorrow.
Pinkie knocked on the door of the room Twilight was using during their visit. Hi, Pinkie, she said, opening the door. What did you want to talk about?
Not out here. Inside, please,
she said, walking past Twilight into the room. Twilight closed the door and joined her next to the bed.
What's going on, Pinkie? Is everything all right?
You don't seem yourself.
No, everything's not all right. You need to tell Spike about his parents. I've kept your secret for 2 years, and you still haven't told him like you said you would. The Summer's End celebration was last week, so I'm giving you till Hearthwarming. If you haven't told him then, I will.
But you can't. You Pinkie promised you wouldn't tell any pony, she pleaded.
I know, Twilight. I did promise, but the more I think about it, the more I realize I shouldn't have. This isn't about silly little things like when Fluttershy and Rarity couldn't admit how they really felt about Shy's modeling. This is Spike's life. This is important, and he deserves to know who he is and where he comes from.
Okay, Pinkie, you win. I'll tell Spike what I know. The pink mare hugged her tightly.
Thank you, Twilight. I just know everything will work out for the better.
When did you get so smart about these things, Pinkie? Twilight asked with a smile.
I guess I've been hanging around you a lot,
she said, returning the smile. Pinkie yawned loudly.
I'm heading to bed. See you in the morning, Twilight. Rise and shine, little dragon,
Fluttershy said, peering down on him from the side of the bed.
Time to get up, Spike. I swear you sleep more than I do,
Rainbow Dash said from the other side of the bed. Spike sat bolt upright, almost knocking the two ponies over.
What's going on? Where's Pinkie and Applejack?
They're getting their grub on, Rainbow Dash informed him.
Speaking of which, we brought you a little snack as well. The princess said that the transformation is going to make you really hungry, so I hope we brought enough,
she said. Moving aside, the two ponies revealed 3 large platters piled high with scrambled eggs, hay bacon, and fresh fruit. Spike dived into the food and started to devour it with a will. The 2 Pegasi sat there with their eyes wide and jaws hanging open, watching as the piles of food disappeared before them. Spike belched loudly. Thanks, guys, that was great. I'm going to go and say good morning to every pony downstairs.
Actually, you can't,
Fluttershy said. Why not? Spike asked, starting to get a little upset.
The princesses said you have to stay in here until they feel it's safe to let you out,
the shiny yellow Pegasus told him.
What? He shouted. So I'm a prisoner now? Hey, don't yell at Fluttershy. She didn't have anything to do with it,
Rainbow Dash told him.
Actually, I'm the one who suggested it to Princess Luna,
Fluttershy admitted.
What?
Both Spike and Rainbow Dash asked in unison.
I was worried about you, Spike. I'm sorry. When Princess Luna told us how finding you at the Overlook interferes, it would have...
Spike walked over and hugged the sniffling mare tightly. It's okay, Shy. I'm sorry I yelled at you. I didn't mean it. Thank you for worrying about me. I'm glad some pony does.